So today we're going to do an unboxing and put together of the Respawn RSP-110 gaming chair. Is he on? Oh well. So we'll see how everything goes together and see how it compares to my current chair to see if it's any better. Let's get to it. All right, so let's see if I can do this without ripping out the mic. It's already good. So it's pretty much all the way good. Okay. No, stay back, boy. And there goes the mic. I really need to get a wireless version of this. Sit back. Hello. Oh, that's heavy. The seat base. The seat back. The headrest pillow. One arm. Two arms. Get back. And then hardware. Hardware box 1, hardware box 2, and instructions. Starting off, we have the armrest, and then the other armrest, the actual chair backing, then the seat base itself with the included footrest already attached, which is nice. And then we have the headrest pillow, the lumbar support pillow, and then the first bit of actual hardware, which is the base itself and the wheels. And while it's really neat that this base folds up the way that it does, it definitely became a bit of a pain later, as you'll see. And then we have the rest of the hardware coming up in a moment. We have the screws, nuts and bolts. Then we have the dust shield, the control base, and of course the piston to go up and down. Alright, let's begin the actual build. Per step 1, make a star. Unfold the base. Step 2 was attaching the wheels. Nice and simple, just press them in and apply a little bit of pressure and they snap right in for us. Step 3 for us is to add the piston. You'll see me press down on the top of it. I was making sure there wasn't a removable cap or anything for it. And then step 4 is to simply add the dust shield, which just slides right over the top for us. Next up is adding the control base to the seat cushion. We're going to be using parts M as in Mike and J as in Juliet to do this. Try to be a bit smarter than me with positioning this thing. Align the base with the 4 holes on the seat cushion, making sure the section that the seat back goes into is to the back of the cushion. Once you have the 4 holes lined up, go ahead and grab your bolts and washers and put them into the holes. Gently begin tightening them down in a diagonal pattern, getting all 4 to hand tight before giving them another quarter turn to get them snug. Let's move the seat cushion to the side for a moment and grab our 5-star base. Align the hole on the bottom of the control base with the piston and slide it onto the piston. Give it a nice and firm push to seat the piston into both the control base and 5-star base. Next up is actually attaching the seat back itself. Make sure to slide the metal piece on the back of the seat back in front of the metal from the control base. Once you have it in, go ahead and lay the chair down so you can more easily work on it and align the holes up. Before doing any work, make sure to pull the leather flaps that were on the seat back down so they're on the outside of the seat cushion and Velcro them down. You'll see me do this at the end, which made it just a little bit more difficult to move them. Grabbing parts L as in Lima, J as in Juliet, and I as in India, we can start to thread the bolts into the seat back. You'll want to put part I, the lock washer, on part L, the bolt first, followed by part J, the regular washer, and then thread it into the seat back. Get all 3 screws to hand tight initially so you can ensure everything is lined up properly, and then give them another quarter turn to make sure they're all snug. Next, we're going to be attaching the armrests. We'll be using pieces O as in Oscar and K as in Kilo to attach them. Put the chair on its side, put the armrest over the 2 bolt holes. You may have to adjust the armrest for it to line up. Same as before, we put our bolts into the holes, which are part K, and thread them into hand tight. Once we have both bolts in, tighten them to hand tight and then give them another quarter turn once both are in. Then put part O over as they are the screw caps for the armrest. I also cut out about 4 minutes of me fighting with the upper bolt, not wanting to actually thread in for me. Whenever you're putting these bolts in, always be careful to make sure you're not cross-threading them. If you can't tighten the bolts by hand initially, don't force it, as you'll strip out the threads and create a pretty terrible issue that's almost impossible to fix on these chairs. Now with it all together, we carefully pick it up and put it on its base. Stay tuned to the end where you get to see bloopers of me failing to do this. Now we get to test how the reclining function works for this chair. First thing I immediately noticed is that the chair itself does not lean back, which is a bit off-putting for me. The actual reclining mechanism does work wonderfully, and it's extremely comfortable, but it does require some ab strength to sit back up, as the springs in the armrest seem to be a bit hesitant when at full recline. You think it's good? He thinks it's good. The final thing for us is attaching the pillows for the headrest and the lumbar support. At the bottom of the chair are 2 small slits to route the straps through for the lumbar support. Simply feed them through the bottom holes, then take the other end of the strap up and through the top holes. For the headrest pillow, I prefer to go through the upper holes because I'm short, but you can also put it over the top of the chair and have support for the taller crowd. I prefer to have the pillow more so behind my neck than behind my actual head, hence why I also prefer it a little bit lower. Puppy approved? Puppy approved. Alright, lay down. Lay down. No, not lay down. Saying hi to everyone? Say hi. Say hi to the YouTubes. Overall, this chair is a massive improvement over my other one. The actual seat cushion still isn't great, as the foam compresses to not offer much support after about an hour, but that can be remedied later. The armrest foam actually does it too, so I'll I'll eventually upgrade that. But the armrests are far more comfortable as is the leg rest. It also rolls around on the carpet much easier too, so that's always an added plus. Would I say this chair was worth the $90 that I got it for? By all means. As always, if you like the content I'm putting out, sharing the videos helps a ton, as does liking, commenting, and of course, subscribing and hitting that notification bell. Also, if you guys like the bloopers or outtakes thing that I did at the end of this one, let me know, and I'll start putting it at the end of other videos. As always, thanks so much for watching. Take care.